Alright, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, double honors to our apostles and elders. And Shalom to all the Akim out there preaching his word in truth and sincerity. So I was just going into this article real quick because this week, 2 days ago to be exact, Babylon has surpassed its national debt, which is its historic 20 trillion. So now the U.S. debt is now at past 20 trillion, which is really higher than that. But this article go into it, and it's from RT, and it says the United States has now officially accumulated a 20 trillion debt. The ceiling was broken after the White House allowed the Treasury to borrow more money. As of Tuesday, the American national debt stood at 20.16 trillion, according to the U.S. Debt Clock website. This is almost 62,000 per person and over 167,000 per taxpayer. The debt number had been stagnant since March due to the debt ceiling, as the U.S. Treasury faced a temporary ban on further borrowing. On Friday, President Donald Trump signed a law to suspend the debt ceiling until December 8th, which they basically kicking the can further down the street, borrowing more money now. The Treasury can now borrow freely to that date. So December the 8th is when they're going to be back at the ceiling again. Babylon just keep on kicking that can down the road, borrowing more money, furthering this economy being in more debt. Since Trump's inauguration, the debt has increased about 215 billion from around 19.94 trillion. The largest budget items are healthcare, Social Security, and defense. The Congressional Budget Office, a federal agency that provides budget and economic information to Congress, said federal debt held by the public is now at its highest level since shortly after World War II. If current laws stand, widening budget deficits will increase the debt sharply. In the next 30 years, the deficit would reach 150% of GDP in 2047. And this place ain't gonna make it that long. The CBO predicts. According to the agency, mounting debt increases government interest costs, puts additional pressure on the budget, and improves the chances of a fiscal crisis. And that's what's on the way, that economic collapse, man. Because they can only keep on kicking the can down the street so long. And then they got the chart right here to show you. Alright, I'm gonna finish this last little point. Total American debt, the combination of government and business, mortgage, and consumer debt is approaching 68 trillion. So the total American debt as a total is 68 trillion, not even just 20 trillion like they say. It's actually 68 trillion, and probably higher than that. But they got the chart right here that goes into it, and you can see, like they said, after World War II, it was real high, and now you can see how the chart's increasing. It's just going, it's shooting straight up. It's not even like going slow, because from 1950 to 2010, it was like up and down, and now you just from 2010 on forward, it's just shooting straight up, not even like going up and down anymore. So what's the only thing that can happen is a Great Depression. All right, that's the only thing that's gonna happen, the economic collapse, man. And that's like the scriptures say that clay, I'm gonna get it. As Habakkuk 2:6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And that's right, man. And you see that Babylon's doing that. Like I said in the article, Trump he pushed the date back to December the 8th, I believe. Yeah, December the 8th. So he pushed it back to December the 8th, and basically continued to borrow money. And now the national debt is 20 trillion, and the total American debt as a whole is like 68 trillion. So this place Babylon's never going to find a cure for their economic situation. It's only going to continue to worsen. All right, and you can clearly see that. Every single president that got into office, the debt never went away. It never got better. It never went down. It's only going up. And then every president that's been in office, it always came to a point to where it was a government shutdown, or they always talked about the debt ceiling, something about the G like I forgot the basically when they borrow money. All right, when they keep borrowing the money, first they have the I forgot the term that they use for it, but they basically had like one, two, three, and four, and now it's just infinity. So they just borrowing money because like they see that they never going to stop borrowing money, and it's just going to keep continuing to the point to where they have to until they get to economic collapse. And that's why as well you see them introducing the chip now, because at least know that they can only kick the can down the road for so long before everything just falls apart. So they introducing the chip. So then once that idea is already out there, then the economic collapse do happen, then it could be like, oh, all right, now we can restart everything, financial wise, and have a whole new system and wipe away all the debt, and that'll be the chip, which is the solution for that. All right, and this is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And we know that who the wicked is pertaining to Job 9:24, which is the so-called white man, which is Esau. He's in control of the society, and he's the reason why everything is happening. He, everybody's mourning, man. Nobody's happy. Everybody's depressed. All right, on drugs, on type of whether it's like prescription drugs or alcohol or whatever else out there. Everybody out here is depressed, man. Nobody wants to be so-called sober, man. Nobody want to live a sober life, man. Cause in this place is nothing but hell. Living in Babylon, especially in America, because you gotta be a complete slave just to survive. You gotta have two or three jobs. Everything, prices on things constantly going up. All right, but your paycheck ain't going up faster than what the cost of living is. So you barely can sustain yourself in this society, man. Just like the government has to keep on borrowing debt, everybody else got to borrow debt. And I seen something about the hurricanes Irma and Harvey. Yeah. So and this is a different article on the cost from the two hurricanes that just happened. All right. The AccuWeather predicts an economic impact of 290 billion from Harvey and Irma combined amid a destructive, costly hurricane season. From Irma, they believe the damage to estimate about 100 billion. All right, and this amounts to zero point 0.5 of a percentage point of the GDP of 19 trillion. We estimate that Hurricane Harvey is to be the costliest weather disaster in U.S. history at 190 billion, or one full percentage point of the GDP. Together, AccuWeather predicts these two disasters amount to 1.5 of a percentage point of the GDP, which will about equal and therefore counter the natural growth of the economy for the period of mid-August through the end of the fourth quarter. So all these different instances happening, like I was just reading the other article, they got to keep on borrowing more money from just in general, just to borrow money for the healthcare, this and that. And then you got so-called natural disasters happening, like these two hurricanes that happened. Now that's even more money that they got to borrow because those governments, those states, they don't have enough funding to pay for all that to fix it. Over 100 billion to fix the cost of everything. And then I was watching a news clip. People that was filing insurance claims and all that, they're not going to even see any money no time soon. Esau not about to cash you out because people that filed insurance claims from Hurricane, I believe Andrew, or either Andrew or Sandy, I forgot which one. They didn't see no money until like 5 years later, and then it's still people that hasn't even got a check from that. So that's just showing you that Esau is just full of shit. He ain't gonna give you your money back. He tell you to file insurance claims, this and that. This economically wise, this country is through, man. And that's why the economic collapse is on its way. Martial law is on its way. All these other disasters is on the way that scriptures speak about, man. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna end it off right here with this. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the sun. All right. And that's what you're seeing. You had a season when Babylon was doing good. Now we're in a season where it's doing bad. All right. Like the apostles deemed this year triple D, death, destruction, and diligence. You see nothing but death and destruction going on, man. 2 hurricanes back to back. That hasn't even happened. All right. This is like something historic, just like the $20 trillion debt, hitting $20 trillion. The national debt in 20 trillion is something historic, man. This has never happened. And the only thing that can possibly happen from the debt getting so big, like economists always say, they talk about the debt bubble. The bubble can only grow so big before it pops. You can't deflate it. It's only going to keep growing and growing until it just blows. It's like a balloon. Except that you're not going to let any air out. You just keep blowing air in it nonstop. Eventually, it's just going to bust. And it's the same thing with the economy, man. You keep on getting more money, borrowing more and more. And eventually, the economy is just going to crash because you're not producing more than you're borrowing. And it's just simple like that. It's not even real money. That's why you can never pay it back in the first place. All right. Yeah. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. And we're in the time of Babylon being broken down. And then you can see that happening. It's being broken down morally, all right, economically, all right, physically, as far as like the infrastructure and all that. On every level, man, this place is being broken down, man, through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. A time to weep and a time to laugh. All right. And now people are in that time of weeping, man. All right. And a time to mourn and a time to dance. And people are doing more mourning than being happy, all right, laughing and dancing. People are weeping and mourning because they know that the times that we're in is serious times. All right. Cause this place is just pretty much through, man. And that's just like, I'm gonna just like stop right there though. But that's just the main point of it, man. This place is done. Alright, ain't no good so-called, like, well, not even so-called, but there's no good jobs out there. Alright, like I was mentioning about the cost of living, that's going up. Alright, faster than what you get paid hourly. So now you gotta get 2 or 3 jobs. Some people even they'll juggle 4 jobs if they can manage that. That's how bad it is out here. And then the debt just hit 20 trillion, man. So this place can only be going for so long, man. Lord willing, this place is done, man. This is soon, ASAP. All right, because the debt is only gonna keep increasing. And economically wise, this place is done. All right, spiritually, this place is done. On every level, this place is done through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And that's like going back to, like I said, the apostles, they deemed it the year of death, destruction, and diligence. And that's all you see going on. All right, all year you've been seeing a lot of deaths occurring, a lot of destruction, earthquakes in different places. All right, hurricanes, tornadoes, all these different things going on. All right, And that's making brothers do what? Be more diligent in this word, man. All right, so Lord willing, by us being more diligent, man, we just hasten in the destruction of this place. All right. So with that, I'm going to give our praises again to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to our apostles and elders, and Shalom to all the Akim out there preaching this word in true sincerity. Shalom.